All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome in. My name is Alexis Miller, and I'll be your yoga instructor today. So, welcome to week 31 of this Yoga for Pregnancy series here on Wild Blue Yonder Media. This series is designed to help you get into your body, feel good, and keep that movement, flexibility, and mobility available to you as you move through the pregnancy process. So, if you've been with me throughout your pregnancy journey, welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome in. You can be doing these classes by gestational age if you choose, week to week, or you can pop in and out of classes based on your ability level and what your body calls for. As we move through practice today, keep in mind your boundaries. Notice, where are you ready to extend into postures? Where do you need to modify and come down to the mat? Or perhaps find a center posture. Also, keep in mind I don't often cue water, so if and when you feel thirsty, please feel free to step off your mat, grab that drink, and join us whenever you feel ready. Finally, I just want to give a big welcome to any partners, friends, family members, or little family members who are joining the expectant mother during this practice today. It's so great to do these things, especially during the pregnancy journey in community. So thanks for being here to support her. So, with all that being said, let's go ahead and come into a comfortable seat. Your legs can be crossed or they can be straight out in front of you. You can be sitting up on a prop. I'm up on a block on its lowest side, or simply down on the mat. We'll wiggle back and forth to root into the sits bones, and then we'll sit up nice and tall. Let's inhale as we draw the shoulders forward and up, and then exhale as we drop them back and down. Inhale, the shoulders come forward and up. Exhale as they drop back and down. Good. Hands come into a comfortable position, whether on your knees, palms up or down, or in your lap. You can close the eyes if you'd like, or simply find an unmoving point and soften your gaze here today. So we'll begin this practice with a breathing practice to help you connect with your baby, as we've done throughout this entire series. So if you'd like, you're welcome to place a hand on your belly, a hand on your chest. And take a moment to simply tune into the breath just as it is. After the next exhale, take a long, full breath in, filling the belly, lungs, and chest with air. Then slowly exhale that breath back out. Take another full inhale as you fill the belly, lungs, and chest with air. And then slowly exhale that breath back out. Take another full breath here. And as you inhale, imagine drawing in all of the love that you could possibly feel for your baby and sending it to your baby. And then on the exhale, feel all of that love from your baby moving up and out, and it's sending all of its love to you. Inhale, wonder for baby. Exhale, baby's wonder for you. Inhale, awe for baby. Exhale, baby's awe for you. Inhale, curiosity for baby. Exhale, baby's curiosity for you. Inhale, willingness for baby. Exhale, baby's willingness for you. Inhale, whimsy for baby. Exhale, baby's whimsy for you. Inhale, love for baby. Exhale, baby's love for you. Taking a couple more breaths just like this, welcoming it in, whatever it is you would like to offer to your baby, and then sending that very same thing out from baby to you. After the next exhale, releasing your hands down into a comfortable position and taking a moment to simply notice your breath without changing it or altering it in any way. And then taking a moment to set an intention or a purpose for your practice today, which really can be anything at all, but it often answers the question, why did I get on my mat? Take a nice full inhale as you feel that intention with your heart and your mind. And then exhale the breath out, setting the intention off to the side, knowing we'll return to it toward the end of our practice. Lovely. Gently opening the eyes here. Go ahead and come onto the hands and knees, moving your props out of the way. Hands beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips. We're going to tuck the toes on the inhale. And then on an exhale, lift the hips, coming into a down dog. Now, this may be the first down dog of your day or week. So let's go ahead and walk out that dog, bending one knee and then the other, opening up the backs of the legs here. Taking a nice deep inhale, a nice deep exhale. A nice deep inhale. And then exhale brings you into stillness. So go ahead and reach those heels toward the floor. They do not have to touch. All 10 pads of your fingers gently grip the mat. Head is between the arms. Gaze is toward the toes, so the chin is slightly tucked. Crown of the head reaches toward the floor, and you shrug your shoulders down onto your back. Press into your hands, moving your chest and your belly toward your thighs, getting that nice arch through the spine here. Take a nice full breath. Exhale it out. Inhale. Look up between the hands. Baby step your feet to the top of the mat. Have your feet a little bit wider than hip width distance apart so you have room for your belly here. Inhale, coming into a halfway lift. Good. Nice flat back, shoulders shrug down, hands on thighs or shins, gaze is toward the floor. And then exhale, sink into a forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees deeply, and then lift your torso here. Inhale, sweep your arms wide, coming all the way up, reach toward the sky. And then exhale those hands into heart center. Good. I'm going to turn to face you here, adjust on your mat as you need. So standing with your feet about hip width distance apart, hands are down on either side of your body. We'll inhale, sweep our right arm tall, and then exhale, lean over to the left, reaching through those right fingers for a standing side bend. So reaching through those top fingers, feel that pull from the fingertips down into the side body. Left hand is just sliding along your side here. You can also have it on your hip for some extra support if you'd like. Knees are slightly bent, drawing up on the quads. Tailbone is slightly tucked. Core is gently engaged. Good. Shoulder is stacked here, so we don't want to kind of be reaching forward and twisting, but we want to be nice and stacked so we feel that opening through the ribs. Good. Nice full breath. And inhale draws us back into center, switching arms, left arm tall. Exhale, lean over to the right standing side bend. So again, reach through those top fingers. Shoulder is nice and stacked, bicep over the ear so we're not twisting and reaching at the same time. Feeling that pull through the side body down into the hip. Right hand slides along the side body, but you can also have a hand on the hip if that is more supportive for you here. Knees are slightly bent, drawing up onto the quads, tailbone slightly tucked, core is very gently engaged. Feeling this lovely opening through the side body. Nice breath here. Good. Inhale, return to center. Reach both arms up tall, look up toward the sky. And then exhale, bring your arms down into goalposts. So palms are facing forward. We're bending at the elbows, creating those 90-degree angles. Knees are slightly bent. Tailbone is gently tucked, core is engaged. Good. We're going to exhale, rotate over to the left with our goalpost arms here. So trying to rotate only through the torso, keeping your hip bones looking straight forward toward the front of the room, top of your mat here, but feeling that rotation and then rotating the head around, maybe to look at that left arm as much as possible. So we're getting a nice twist through the length of our spine here. Good. Nice deep inhale. One more inhale. And then exhale, let's gently untwist, coming back into neutral. Before exhale, rotating over to the right side here. So keeping those arms in goalposts. Hips are still facing the front direction, but you're rotating through the torso. And then curving that nose around to look at your right arm, noticing sensation here. Maybe you go further, maybe you can't go as far. That's totally fine. Taking a couple deep breaths here. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Nice deep inhale. And then exhale, let's go ahead and turn back into center. Nice work. Drop those hands down to your sides, coming into your mountain pose. So again, check in, maybe rock back and forth, heels to toes, toes to heels, rooting into all four corners of your feet here. Yeah, really feeling that connection with the feet. Coming into stillness, knees are slightly bent, draw up on the quads, tuck the tailbone slightly, gently engage the core. Yes, you still have a core, even though there's a baby here. Arms are out at either side, palms facing forward. Gently squeeze the shoulder blades together, drop the shoulders down here. Good. You can close the eyes if you'd like. Take a moment to feel yourself rooted down and imagine that you are so solid and steady that if I were to come and gently push you on the shoulder, you wouldn't move. Good. Take a nice full inhale, fill the belly, lungs, and chest with air. And then slowly exhale that breath back out. Another deep inhale, fill the belly, lungs, and chest with air. Then slowly exhale that breath back out. Good. Inhaling, feeling this breath move through your entire body, energizing you, welcoming you in whatever it is you need today. And then exhaling out whatever it is that you do not need today that is not serving you and letting that go. Inhaling in the same manner, welcoming in whatever it is you need. Exhaling out whatever it is you'd like to let go. One more breath, just like this. Gently opening the eyes when you're ready. Really nice work. I hope you're feeling grounded, solid, and calm. So, we're going to come into our dancer pose. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me a little easier. Being so far along in your pregnancy, you want to make sure that you're being really mindful about the movements, using walls, chairs, sturdy surfaces for support as you need. No need to hurt yourself today. Okay. So we're going to start by dropping into our right foot here and extend our left foot out behind us. So root into all four corners of that right foot, knee is slightly bent. When you're ready, bend your left knee and reach down to grab it with the left hand, pulling the knee down toward the floor so you get a nice stretch through the quad and the front side of that left leg. Now you can remain right here. Option is to sweep your arm tall, reaching those fingers toward the sky. You can stay here. Option is to hinge forward and start to lift that leg and arm while you reach forward with the right arm coming into dancer. How high, how far you go is totally up to you. Not going further than you're ready, further than your body can take. Finding that edge, maybe pulling back slightly here so we're not overextending ourselves. Good. Finding an unmoving point, softening the gaze. Take a couple breaths here. Deep inhale. And exhale, release with control, coming on down. Nice work. Let's go ahead and shake out that right leg as feels comfortable for you. Maybe rolling the ankle in one direction and then in the other just to loosen up that joint here. Good. We'll come on to the opposite side. So again, being safe, using what supports you need for this posture, grounding down into that left foot and extending that right foot out behind you. Knee is slightly bent here. When you feel ready, reach around and grab that right foot with the hand bending at the knee, pressing the knee down toward the floor so we get a nice stretch through the front of that leg and into that opening on the right side. You can stay here. Option is to sweep that left arm tall, reaching toward the sky. You can stay here. Option is to hinge at the hips, lean forward, pressing foot into hand, hand into foot, coming into dancer on this opposite side. So notice what feels right for your body, finding that edge, pulling back from it slightly so you're not going further than necessary here. Find that unmoving point, soften the gaze, couple deep breaths. Good. And then inhale gently releases you back into neutral. Great work. Go ahead and roll out that ankle on one side or in one direction and then the other, maybe shaking out the leg, getting a little bit of blood flow back into that leg. Great job here. All right. So we're going to come, I'm going to face you again so you can see us a little bit easier. We're going to open up our hip a little bit here. This is a balanced posture. So if you need that support, please make sure to find and utilize it. We're going to start by grounding into our left foot and then inhale, raise your right knee, creating that 90-degree angle. Take your right hand, sweep it around the front of the knee, and then open that knee out to the side. Left hand can come out to the side like mine naturally did for some support and your balance here. Coming into this standing hip opener here. Good. Take a nice deep breath. Rooting down into your left foot, finding a moving point, soften the gaze. Breathing. Inhale. Exhale, gently release, come back down, shake out that left leg, and let's come on to the opposite side. So grounding down into the right foot, knee slightly bent. Inhale, lift that left leg, bend at the knee, wrap the left hand around the front of the knee. Exhale, move that knee over to the side. Allow that right arm to come open to help with balance. Coming into the standing hip opener, opposite side. Noticing the difference between sensation between the sides. Maybe they're very different. Maybe they're only a little or not at all. Breathing, find that unmoving point, soften the gaze. Good. And then inhale, let's go ahead and come back into center with control. Great work here. All right, coming back onto our left foot, we're going to try our figure four pose here today. Again, finding your edge, but pulling back from it, using supports as you need. We are still doing some balance work here today. Okay. So grounding into the left foot, knee slightly bent, we're going to take our right ankle and bring it over the knee. So it's on that fleshy part above the knee here, creating a nice little figure four. Maybe you hang out here today and focus on your balance, right? I know mine's been off since I've been pregnant. If you'd like to deepen the challenge of the balance as well as the stretch in the right hip, you'll exhale, start to bend at that left knee, sitting into your figure four pose, the deeper version of it here. So I'm feeling a stretch in my right hip. I'm also challenging my balance. Find an unmoving point, soften the gaze. Hands can be wherever feels the most comfortable for you. Lifting through the torso, taking a couple deep breaths here. Good. And then inhale, let's return to neutral. Woo, stepping out of that with control, shaking out that left leg as you need. Once again, rolling the ankle as feels good. We'll come on to the opposite side. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see this from a profile view this time, okay? So grounding into that right foot, knee slightly bent, bring the ankle of the left foot onto that lower fleshy part of the thigh here on the right leg. So again, maybe you stand in figure four and you work on your balance. Great option. If you want to deepen the stretch in the hip as well as challenge your balance, on the next exhale, start to sink into that figure four seat here. Good. My hands naturally want to come into heart center, but you can have them out at the sides or on your hips, somewhere else that feels better for you. Find your unmoving point, soften your gaze as you sink down into this position. Breathe. Good. And then inhale, let's go ahead and come into neutral. Great work here. Shake out that right leg as feels good for you. Rolling it in one direction, then the other. Good. Now we're going to bring our stance so it's a little bit wider than our hips here. If you're on a regular mat, what I like to say is have half your foot on, half your foot off the mat. So if this is the top of the mat, facing the top of the mat, half foot on, half foot off. We're going to inhale, sweep our arms tall, and then exhale, bend at the knees, start to sink down into a garland pose here. Elbows come to the inside of our legs, press the hands together, bring the elbows to the inside of the knees, coming into garland. Now you can very gently rock from side to side if that feels good. You can stay in stillness. Your feet may want to turn out. If they do, that's okay. Everyone's anatomy is a little bit different here, so respecting that. Lifting up through the torso, shoulders shrug down, staying long through your spine. Good. Nice deep inhale. Nice deep exhale. One more full breath here. And then exhale, gently release, sitting back onto your bum here or helping yourself down gently, however you may need to get there. Let's go ahead and lean back onto the hands, bring the hips or the feet a little bit wider than the hips, getting ready for windshield wiper here. So we'll windshield wipe the knees back and forth, making sure that the knees touch the mat on either side in each direction here. This is a great release posture, just helps kind of loosen up the muscles, helps loosen everything up, get the blood flowing again. But it's a great mobility posture as well, one that can really help you throughout the pregnancy journey. Good. Moving back and forth a couple times. And then when you feel ready coming into stillness, we're actually going to make our way down onto the mat. So if you need a towel off, grab a drink of water, put on socks or a jacket for final relaxation. Now is your moment. We will not sit up for the rest of our practice. So coming on down onto your side, if it feels comfortable to be on your back, you're welcome to. But for most of us, we want to be on our sides at this point. So coming on down onto one side or the other, hand or an arm can be beneath the head. You can also use a prop like a block to help prop up your head. Depending on how big the belly is, it may be helpful to lift the belly and place a blanket, a pillow, or a block beneath the belly just to relieve the low back here and give the belly something to rest down on. Stacking the hips and the knees, finding a comfortable spot for your arms. Now, if this is uncomfortable for you, you can always return to a seated position and just treat this final part of our practice like a seated meditation. So find out what's right for you and make your way into that position. And as you begin to settle in, notice your breath. Notice how fast or slow it's going, how deep or shallow it is. Notice the quality of each breath on your inhales, the quality of each breath on your exhales. Feeling the gentle rise and fall of your belly, gentle rise and fall of your chest. Just noticing that air moves in and out of your nose, up and down your throat. Now, allow your attention to rest here gently, just noticing the breath. But if and when you notice that your mind has wandered off on a thinking adventure, it's okay. It happens to all of us. Celebrate the fact that you noticed you wandered away and then come back to your breath, come back to your inhales and your exhales. If it feels right for you, perhaps incorporating a mantra to help you stay grounded and focused on your breath here today. Inhale, I am. Exhale, capable. Inhale, I am. Exhale, capable. Remaining here with your breath in whatever way best supports you for just a few more moments today. I'm going to get quiet for this final part of practice so you can have it to yourself. Please know that I am watching the time and I most certainly respect yours. And I will be sure to let you out of this posture before the end of practice. So lean back, let go, and just rest right here with your baby. Happiness is not an individual matter. Bringing your awareness back to this space, taking a deep inhale through your nose, filling your belly, lungs, and chest with air, before slowly exhaling that breath back out. Take another deep inhale as you begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Move your arms and legs, gently waking your body up. And pausing here for a moment to bring back to mind your intention or your purpose that you set at the beginning of your practice that answered the question, why did I get on my mat? Take a deep inhale as you make your way on up into a seated position and we close out our practice together today. So finding your comfortable seat, rooting into your sits bones, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale draws the shoulders forward and up. Exhale drops them back and down. Hands come into a comfortable position, whether on the knees, palms up or down, or in your lap. Perhaps bringing them to heart center if you'd like. Closing the eyes if that feels comfortable for you. We take a moment to express gratitude for yet another lovely day here on earth and for our bodies that allow us to do so many things, including yoga. Thank you all so much for allowing me to guide you through this practice today. It was a joy and an honor, and I hope to be able to do so again in the future. The light in me, it sees the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for this Yoga for Pregnancy series here on Wild Blue Yonder Media. I hope you enjoyed week 31 and you're feeling well as you move through your pregnancy. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. That's how I reach more people and serve more folks like yourself. And please consider sharing my practices, whether the pregnancy series or not, with others. That's how more people learn about me. If you'd like to bring the breathing mindfulness that we did into the rest of your life and continue working on it on and off the mat, check out my podcast, Wild Blue Yonder Meditations. I've got tons of breathing, mindfulness, and meditation practices on there that can support you in all kinds of seasons of life, pregnant or not. So make sure to check those out. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you in week 32. I hope you have an amazing rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next practice. Bye.